Top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. I am live really quick. Some people had some questions from another channel about the valid ID, and I am queuing right now. So this is my barbecue look. Valid ID, October. Okay, I need to brighten up my teeth too. October 2020. You will need a valid ID. For those who were asking on Eat, Pray, Love, Migrate channel, if you're not subscribed to her, make sure you subscribe to her. She is relocating from the United States to Africa. She travels around Africa, really cool, and she goes step by steps and take you through the process. Hey, King Bid, how you doing? But this is, hey, look at you. This is to remind everybody that if you want to travel starting October the 1st, 2020. And I'm doing this from my cell phone. And like I said, I'm barbecuing. Remember, this is just another reminder. This is an alarm sounder. You have to have what's considered, oh, great, King Bit, a valid ID. If you do not have a valid ID, you will no longer be able to fly within the United States of America. A valid ID consists of a gold star on your identification for those who do not have a passport. If you have a passport, you are fine. If you do not have a passport, starting October 2020, you will no longer be able to fly, which means you will not be able to fly. Thank you, King Bit. That's right. Hit that like button, it's free. You will not be able to fly from state to state or city to city. You can be in the same city, you just won't be able to fly, which means I'm in Michigan. If I wanted to fly from Detroit to Muskegon, Michigan, and I didn't have the valid ID, I wouldn't be able to do that. If you want to fly from Michigan to Georgia without that valid ID, you won't be able to do it. So this is to let everybody know, starting 2020 October, some people already have a valid ID with the star on it. Important things to remember that when you go get this quote unquote valid identification, you have to have your social security card and you have to have your birth certificate. This is from for everyone under the age of 18. If you are 18 years and older, you will no longer be allowed to fly in the United States of America without a valid identification. To me, it's just another form of, excuse me, tracking our whereabouts and collecting metadata. And the reason I say that is because this, when you fly, they will know what city you've flown from. They will know what state you are flying to. They will know how long your trip is there. Not only that, they would know demographics, what area you came from, what city you live in, what street you live on. Okay, to me, this is totally unnecessary. This law passed in 2005, quote unquote, due to the 9/11 attack on America, but it's a little bit too evasive to me. It kind of violates privacy rights to me. If you're not flying out of the country, why would you need to take a social security card and a birth certificate just to fly within the states, just to fly within the United States? It's getting a little bit out of hand. And like I said, for those of you who have been sleek and playing games and doing all this other foolishness, it's time to wake up. For those of us who have been woke, stay woke. Stay woke. Because that means they're going to be able to track how much you're spending, which they already be in bank accounts unbeknownst to us American. Anyway, hey Alan, what's going on? I'm just discussing this valid ID real quick. Like I said, I'm outside. I do have meat on the grill. and other things on the grill. But I'm discussing a valid ID for people who will come from other channels and for this channel. Make sure that you are in compliance. If you are not in compliance, you will not be allowed to fly. And I will say this, it's been easy for me to get out of the US going through other countries' customs. However, coming back into the US, especially from Canada, um, the times that I went, and I've been there 3 times this year, one, two, three, 3 or 4 times this year, the US customs have been a little bit uh, unrealistic to me on asking some questions that probably should not have been asked, in my opinion. So, once again, like I said, October 2020, if you do not have a valid identification, you will not be able to fly within the United States of America. That valid identification consists of you either having a passport, you can show them your passport and be able to fly, or you have to have a star on your driver's license or your identification card. If you do not have that, October of 2020, you will no longer be able to fly. Hey, Brenda, how are you? In the United States of America. So, this is just to um, remind everybody to stay woke. Um, it is what it is. And to me, it's kind of getting into violating privacy rights and some other things, especially just to fly within the United States. That's crazy. I should not have to take you my birth certificate and my social security card to be able to fly within the United States. It's not like I'm traveling to a foreign country and that star to track that you're a US citizen. That's a bit too much for me. That's a bit too much for me. Okay, that's not making any sense to me at all. Never made any sense to me. So everybody needs to write, Alan. I'm not and you put on there accepting like a chip. It kind of reminded me of that. Um, accepting a star in order to fly. Okay, for people who don't fly, good. You'll be okay. Excuse me. You'll be okay. But for those of us who likes to fly from state to state, sometimes instead of driving, you don't have that star on there. Your identification will not be considered valid by the federal government. Customs will not allow you to fly beginning 2020 if you do not have a valid identification, which consists of a star on your driver's license, on your ID, or you have to have a passport. For me, like I said, I have a passport. My daughter got her ID. She has a star on it. I've seen a lot of people with ID, they have a star on it. Enhanced license, I don't know. I can't speak to that. When I find out, I will let you know. However, when my daughter was getting her identification, she did have to take in her birth certificate and her social security card. If you do not have your birth certificate and social security card and you think you're getting a valid identification in the United States of America, they will turn you around and send you home to get your birth certificate and your social security card. Like I said, these are for those of us who fly. With that being said, like I said, I'm barbecuing. I know I probably need to grab that corn up off of there. You all have a pleasant evening, a pleasant night. Um, Alan, it started in Washington. I'm not 100% sure, but they should be complying because it's federal law. They should not be forcing people to have the star on the ID in order to fly yet. Technically, it goes into effect October the 1st, 2020. So they should still be allowing people to fly with just a regular driver's license. And if they are violating that, then they're out of order right now. But right now, until October 2020 hit, you should still be able to fly. With that being said, for those of us who are woke, remember to stay woke. For those of us who are sleeping, have been sleeping, you need to wake up. Okay? Y'all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. Like I said, I need to wipe my teeth again. Uh, bye everybody.